Hey, what's up, gamers? Luxboo here with Game Gamut, coming at you with a re-upload version for my Monsters Den: The Book of Dread tutorial kind of gameplay walkthrough. I had some issues in terms of the video and the audio linking up properly. Not sure what happened, so giving it another go. For those of you who do not know what this game is, it is a dungeon crawl RPG turn-based strategy type of game. I played this game a lot back in high school. It previously was a Flash player web-based browser game, and it was around the time period, or mid 2000s, right around the time Diablo 2 was huge. So there's a lot of those kind of elements to it, and I think that's why I was so hooked on this game. I only ever played it in class, like at high school, so definitely a very fun game. Some of the things I love about it is it's just, at its core, simple, but there's so much versatility because it is a turn-based strategy game. With a dungeon crawl, obviously loot matters, statistics matter, and you get a lot of loot, so there's a lot of reward. It's a very simple go-through in the game, so let's get to it. So, obviously, first thing you're going to do is hit play game. Now, I've been reacclimating myself quite a bit, so some of the new things you'll see as I'm making this video is I'll have a little bit more to say. So the base version of this game has 3 different campaigns. It's got the Den of Corruption, which I'm used to. It also has the Den of Terror. Now, to my understanding, there were 2 versions of this game way back in the day. I think Den of Terror was the second version. And then there's also the Fall of Tulunos. Not sure, haven't really played it too much yet. Kind of excited, but I'm having a lot of fun with the playthrough. So we're gonna go start off with the Den of Corruption. Actually, give me one quick second. I'm not hearing the sounds. There we go. So when you start off the game, you're gonna get up to 4, or you will get 4 people in your party. There are 7 different classes. It'll suggest the warrior, the cleric, the mage, and the barbarian. I've actually kind of done my own little route. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses and advantages. Obviously, you're going to want some tankiness. You'll find that in the warrior as well as the cleric. They both wear heavy armor, can both yield shields, but the cleric can do a lot of healing, a lot of damage to undead. The warrior can just be a beast in the front line. It also starts off with the mage, which is good because you'll encounter some guys who are resistant to physical damage or have a lot of armor. The mage can kind of negate that. And then it's also starting me with the barbarian. Normally it gives me the rogue. So what I'm going to recommend, and this is what I've been doing and it's been working out quite well, is actually going with a ranger and a rogue, as well as a cleric. With the cleric, the warrior, and the rogue in the front line, there's a lot of beefiness there, a lot of front-end damage, and then you have the ranger who's just going to be picking them off in the back. The barbarian, more of a light, I guess, what did I say in the last video? It's more aggressive, less defensive version of the warrior. But as you move forward with the warrior, you won't see it in this video, but I've been kind of doing something where he wears heavy armor but also yielding 2-handed weapons because he's just gotten so beefy. So he kind of becomes a better version of the barbarian in my opinion. But again, I encourage you to play around with the classes. The conjurer is very good because he can call minions that will provide healing support. He can curse enemies. He can also just fill the line and provide more people to throw at the enemy. But for this video, I'm going to just go with the warrior, cleric, ranger, and the rogue. You can also select a bunch of difficulties. Back in the day, there was leaderboards and all that stuff. I don't really care too much about score. So here, just a couple of quick things. This is the game essentially. Usually this yellow orb doesn't start right in front of you. It's an altar of restoration. You only get about 1 or 2 of those per level, so I encourage you to not use it as soon as you see it, but you're literally just clicking around, looking through rooms. Anything with double swords, those are enemies. Usually I try and run around and look for chests so I can loot them. Starting off with a sword, so that's good. Always give your warrior a shield as quickly as possible. So here I got 2 altars, that's quite nice. usually there's some pretty good benefit. I know in the last video I mentioned that I don't typically equip loot to all my guys until after the first level, or after every level's cleared or before I fight a boss. I'm going to retract that because you get some stat boosts and your party takes less damage and you can play around with the altars a little bit more. For quick playthroughs, anytime I just want to make sure that I've exhausted all available rooms before I have to fight a guy, I hit this map hint button. I can pretty much breeze through enemies. I usually start off with the weaker waves of enemies first. They're all pretty weak. One lich. So I guess I'll break out the battle formation here. You get to do this for every fight, and the very first time you're going to have to kind of restructure everything. So I'm going to put my rogue in the front along with my priest and put the hunter in the back. So turn-based game here. You don't get a whole lot in terms of skills and abilities, but I will show you how to level up quite soon. Pretty easy. Anyone in the front line in melee range can hit the guys in the back row as long as there's no one in the front, and nobody can touch my ranger unless they do have ranged weapons. Offhand weapon, that is good. Now the rogue isn't going to be able to use the offhand weapon, but it does provide stat boosts and armor and other various benefits, so always good to give it to him. I'm going to go through. There's the boss, Sir Trent. Yes, I will get to you shortly. So, usually the thing you should always be doing is going through each room, trying to get as much as you can, so when you fight that guy, the boss on each level, you're as geared as possible, and I try to always use an altar before the battle. That way I'm fully rested, fully geared, and ready to go for each fight. So let's get through the Wraith here. So the Wraith is the frontline guy, highly resistant to physical attacks. He's also out of the shadows, which leaves his backline guys wide open. I'm going to go for the Lich because they spell cast. The poisons. Now the great thing about the Cleric in the first level is he can smite dudes, and he does 200 base damage, or he gets a 200% damage boost against undead, so very much so helps in terms of quickly clearing out fights. The Wraith is kind of a biatch, but he's highly resistant to physical attacks, if you can see that. So I'm going to finish off the Vampire with my Hunter. Then I'm going to take my Priest, and I'm just going to smite him to death. Now again, sometimes what I do is I will take a two-handed weapon and give it to my warrior, but I don't do that until everyone else gets a little bit more endurance, gets a little bit more tanky, because otherwise I will get massacred quite quickly. But always a thing to keep in mind. If you control click, you can sell items right away. And you will also start off with 4 different items. You'll start off with a Scroll of Deception. The Scroll of Deception allows you to move past a horde without being detected. You get Mana Potions, Power Potions, and Revival Potions. Mana Potions are, well, Power Potions are Mana Potions essentially. Every character gets 100 power. There's no changing that. There's no difference. Really what is going to be the determinant factor is intellect, which obviously not going to increase mana pool, but will increase damage that you do. And then you also will get these portal scrolls where you can go to essentially an emporium and trade all of your gear and buy new gear. And so what I will do is show you how to use the Scroll of Deception. And ayo, that's very nice. When I have a ranger, I typically don't like to use crossbows, even though they usually do more damage. And that's because you lose quickness, and you really want your ranged guy to get more damage on the enemy before they can start attacking, especially when you're going against a lot of dudes. Let's see, the warrior is going to get this item, and this is just going to get sold. You never really want to give your rogue anything other than daggers. That's because he gets bonus damage from both strength and dex, so You might be tempted to give him a longsword or a mace or what have you, but highly recommend not doing that. My rogue in my current game is doing an absolute crazy amount of damage. So, alright. I don't feel like fighting these guys, so let me use the Scroll of Deception. So in order to use this, I have to click, drag, and now everyone is invisible. Then I can go through the room, and boom. I wasn't attacked, but I'm going to have to attack anyways. So let me just go. You know, usually I start with the same formation as I previously had each and every time, but sometimes I'll switch it up based on who they have in the front line. There hasn't really been a whole lot of guys, so let's see. 23 damage, deals 200% damage to undead, so that's 46, which means you're going to live 21, 20. Hey, I can just get away with... Oh, wait, never mind. So here we go. I tried to melee the undead archer. He is not in my melee range. I can only hit the vampire, so you're going to get smited today. Let's see, power attack. Keep in mind, you do regenerate a lot of power after each combat, but you don't really want to use it if you don't have to. Especially when you have a rogue and a warrior who can do a lot of melee damage as well as a ranger. So let's see, I got some new boots. I'm going to give that to my rogue since he's usually in the front. Let's see. Wow, there's really not a whole lot of huge fights in the first level. I wasn't too aware of that. Not sure why I did armor pen there. Skeletons start off with a base negative 10% armor. Super fragile in that sense. They're just kind of bantha fodder. Always smite the Wraith. Always a one-hit kill. And that will have to do 3 power regen. Now, typically in this game, I did learn that after about 7 levels or so, you're going to get to the very end. But you fight like some crazy monster boss. But what's really great about this game is it allows you to continue. I really don't know how far I can get with it. Right now I'm on wave like 14 or something. So kind of once you start playing, you kind of tell yourself when you want to stop. The game doesn't limit you in that sense, so don't worry about really putting a lot of time and effort into a group of 4 only to have it end on you so quickly. Let's see. They're really massacring Colin up there. Let's see, 24, do 30, so you did. One of the best tips I can help provide is before you ever attack, always take a look at how much damage you're going to do and how much health they have, as well as their resistance. Real quick, I'm going to freeze it right here. So if you look next to the portraits on the upper left and right corner, going from the bullseye all the way down to the hammer, that is the accuracy, the physical armor that you have, poison resistance, and then stun resistance. Stun resistance is one of the more critical things to have that's not really said too often, especially when you start facing some big bosses, I guess, and other monsters that can freeze and stun you. You will encounter it very often, and it's very annoying and also kind of a game changer when you get 2 or 3 of your guys on one turn stunned. So let's see here. See, as you can see, it like just awesome that I can always pick up new loot after each and every turn. Very helpful. Now cloaks, you can give it to everybody if you do roll with a ranger. I wouldn't give them anything else other than a quiver. A lot of benefit there. Otherwise, you can just sell everything away. Oh my god, Olga missed 95% accuracy. So there's the stun. If you see your portrait a little less gray than everyone else, that means he's not going to be able to go next turn. So fun stuff. Wow, even though he's got 40% stun resistance. Nuts. If you noticed too, I did regen a little health there and a little power as well, based on some of the stats I have. At first I always thought I was losing health, but realized that I'm gaining it after each turn, whether it's lifesteal or what have you. Let's see, 24, reduces target accuracy. Those are some of the best weapons to get, in my opinion, reducing accuracy and also poisoning enemies, especially if you can get out on a ranger. At some point, the ranger can call a volley of arrows, which will hit every single person, every single enemy. And so if he's able to hit them one time, all of them will have reduced accuracy for the rest of the game. Also a really big game changer too, especially if your whole party's weak or they're just about to overwhelm you. Getting through it. Alright, that's some good loot. Click and drag, click and drag. It looks like I'm going for the boss. So here's Sir Trent. I'm going to be mindful of a couple of things here. Aside from the first level, sometimes the boss will be with guys that can do a lot of damage on his left or right, or be able to stun. This guy can reflect damage, so I'm probably not going to want my rogue there. Otherwise, what I think I might do is I'm going to put Tito in the back. He's not going to do a whole lot of meleeing. If he's going to do anything, he's going to be smiting and or healing. So I'm going to keep him safe for this round to let a lot of damage fall into Colin. And Olga will only be hit by the boss or a skeleton within melee range. So I think what I'm going to do is go for Sir Trent as quickly as possible. He does have 30% armor defense, so I'm going to use that break armor I got. Now, the Ranger has a really good ability called Pierce, which allows you to hit, it's basically double attacking, so I'm going to hit Sir Trent, and it's also going to hit the Lich. Full damage, there's no decreased damage there, and there's a nice little boost they all got. It's awesome. One thing to always keep in mind too is if you look right underneath everyone's names on the right, everyone's undead, but Sir Trent is not considered an undead. So Smite isn't going to do a whole lot of damage there. I probably should be healing, but I really do need to kill some dudes. So I'm going to go for that Lich. And also really, really try and kill Sir Trent. Okay, so this is good. My hunter is primed to take out two guys at once. Now Tito's really going to need to start healing. Oh, jeez. No, Tito! Okay, well, this is no bueno. $27. Be able to kill you. Okay, I'm gonna have to use nature here. Please don't kill us. No! Okay. Well, what a great intro video, guys. I'm very good at this game. I know exactly what I'm doing. Believe everything that I say. And I'm going to lose. Well, I guess I can make it part of the tutorial. I probably should have left Tito in the front. So, after you lose, depending on where you are, you will basically come right back to where you were, but everyone's going to be missing a piece of armor. So, luckily, nobody lost weapons. Everyone lost just leg plates, and well, Colin's going barefoot. If you do struggle, and you do have a portal scroll available, we'll use it. We'll see what happens here. Gonna sort. Ooh, man, I have got not nearly enough for that. So really, what happened, I think, is that I'm not really sure what happened there. I think I just need better weapons on everybody. So let's see. On the top, that's the current equipped weapon. On the bottom, that is what I'm looking at. I can only get one weapon. So I'm thinking that I'm not really sure what's gonna have me win. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do is this is a good. Oh wait, never mind. Reduces target accuracy by 10%. Yeah, that'll help. That'll help. And the other thing as well is there are some potions that aren't here. Sometimes you can find potions that will give you, or give your party a boost like this. 20% or 20 quickness for the next battle. Might as well buy it. Alright, so I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to need Colin to go quick. Alright, let's try one more time. I'm going to put Tito in the front line. I'm going to go for Sir Trent as quickly as humanly possible. So that's going to do 23 damage. Could take out the Lich. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm able to get Sir Trent as long as he doesn't heal. And as long as no one gets stunned. That's the biggest part. Oh my god, or as long as you don't miss. Gosh. That's so terrible. Now Tito's dead. You shouldn't have died. Well, he was probably going to die anyway, but had to waste a whole attack. Nike. Alright, I'm going to use Defiance here. That will help prevent Colin from dying to the Bone Horror. Which is quite good. Gonna get the Bone Horror within 33. Not going to be enough to kill him. Sacrifice yourself. And it looks like I'm going to be able to pull away with this one. Colin's going to die, though. Oh, he missed! He's still going to die. Nope. Wow. And after every battle with a boss on the level, you will run away with an epic. Here I got one. So that is awesome. Also can increase the healing of my priest. Gimme, get that loot. Actually, I'm going to loot everything else. Quick. Alright, gonna use a revival potion on that fool. Rejuvenate him. Heal him up a little bit. Alright, let's see here. So this gives me endurance, intellect, and power regen. A lot of armor. It is most important to have him get healed up. Armor rating, gonna give it to him. Who's missing pants? You're missing pants. Don't need cloth. And sell that. So the biggest benefit as well is making sure you clear everything before you go to the next level. Is if you fully clear a dungeon and fully explore it, going back to rest when you move on to the next level provides you with essentially one more altar, so you can have almost up to 3, technically speaking. So everyone died there. I'm just gonna sell it. I'm not gonna waste it. So cleared the whole dungeon. No need to use the altar restoration because you're gonna heal when you move on to the next level anyway. But no big deal. So now that I've cleared the wave, everybody levels up. I get to move points. I typically for the first 3 levels just stack endurance on my warrior, intellect on my cleric, dexterity on my ranger, and strength on my rogue. You also get new skills. All you need to do is select new skills. What I really like about the rogue is his sneak attack. Increases with weapon damage, melee weapon attack on any target for 120% weapon damage. That essentially means he's now a ranged character, so that is a necessity. The next one that I get on my ranger is I'm gonna get Hail of Arrows. Normally I get Hunter's Prowess because it's more of a focused attack. That or Pin. Pin allows you to stun a target, but Hail of Arrows, since I have reduced accuracy on my bow, will be huge. Moving on to Tito. Tito is going to definitely, for sure, get Anoint. That provides a normal or increased damage by 175% on the next attack for somebody of my choosing. And then the last one is going to be Inspire. So now my party is going to be able to do a ton of damage. So quickly going to show you what that's going to be like. Assuming that I can, no, I guess we're just going to roll with it. So with the sneak attack, he's in my melee range, he is not, but if I wish, I can go over there with him. Very, very fun to do. Reeblers. So I guess what I'm referring to, I don't really need to use it right now. It does cost a lot of power, but I'll do it for the sake of the video. Hail of Arrows, I prefer range attacks at 50% damage and also reduced accuracy. So potentially won't hit, but I attack everything twice. So here we go, Hail of Arrows. I nailed them both. And because I have 10% reduced accuracy on my weapon, they now have reduced accuracy for a time of 3? Is that what that means? I think 3 turns they're blinded for. I will Inspire, give everyone more damage. Again, for the sake of the video. Oh, God, I should have just snuck attack. So, and now I'm getting more loot. So as you can see as well, the way you can also tell if you've cleared the wave before is there's a little glowing thing. So if I click that, I can retreat and rest. I can do it once per level. Not going to do it yet, just want to show that off. But that's going to conclude the tutorial / gameplay video. I'm actually thinking about making a Let's Play series where I'm going to just go through everything a lot faster, not really iterating a whole lot of learning stuff, but sharing my thought process as I go through each level. If you're interested, please feel free to let me know. Definitely don't want to do it if no one is interested. Otherwise, let me know what you think of the video. Feel free to like, comment, share it with your friends and family, because that's what I'm all about. Otherwise, feel free to sub us for more videos. And this is Luxboo reporting out. Happy gaming, gamers.